Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I bought an Audi A4 and in this video, I'm going to show it to you guys. So this right here is my 2005 Audi A4 Quattro S-Line. I'm going to start off this video by giving you guys a little bit of a walk around here and then I'll tell you the story of us getting it. So I think the most logical place to start would be up here up front. This has a 1.8 turbo. It puts out about 185 horsepower. It is an all-wheel drive car, Quattro, obviously. This is the first all-wheel drive car I've ever had, and honestly, I kind of like it. I really like it a lot. This is also the first foreign car I've ever owned, so, you know, that's kind of cool, too. I believe these wheels are like a special S-Line version, something like that. It's older, it's a 2005, but it still kind of has a nicer view to it. This rear view is actually my favorite here. I'll give you guys a little view of the interior here. It's actually surprisingly in great shape. I did have this cleaned up and everything after I bought it, but you know, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's an Audi, it's a nice shape. These seats, there's no issues with them, you know, the leather looks good, matt's good. I mean, it's pretty solid. Also, yeah, it's a manual. So a little update on the garage here. The Corvette, I don't remember if I said this yet, but the Corvette Z06 is officially sold. We don't have that anymore. I sold that car because I was looking at buying a house. I can talk a little bit more on that later. I'm in the process of buying one right now. I haven't closed on it yet, but we basically bought a house. So I'm using all that Corvette money to put down on a house. And I wanted to get something, you know, nice, something fun. The manual really helps with that fun category. This car is not fast, but it's quick. It's a little zippy. You know, it's quick enough that like if you're in like a parking lot or something, it feels fast. It's definitely fast enough to, you know, keep up with traffic, you know, go quick if you need to. And I just kind of wanted something like nicer, but not crazy expensive. And that's kind of how I landed on this car right here. I'm very happy with my purchase. And that was kind of the mindset coming into it. I was gonna, you know, sell the Z06, take most of that money, put that down on a house, and then, you know, use the remaining to buy this car, basically. And that's what we did, and I'm pretty happy with that. I wanted something that was going to be a good daily driver, something that I could use anywhere in the winter, in the summer, kind of whatever. But the real, like, how I came across this car is my brother is actually a really big fan of these cars, and he's like, hey, you know, I really wanted one of these, and he's like, hey, like, I want to buy one of these eventually. And I was like, okay, well, I need a car now. How about I just buy one, and then whenever you want it, like, we'll both agree on a car, and then whenever you want it, you can just buy it off me, and, you know, I'll give you a discount for whatever the depreciation, you know, we think is. So that's how we came across this thing. This was a Texas and a Florida car, so it doesn't have any real rust underneath or anything like that. However, this car has had a lot of owners, which definitely worried me a little bit, but I've put a couple thousand miles on it and there's no issues really, at least no major ones. But this car has 130,000 miles on it and I am the 8th owner, which is, that's a lot of people. This car has been really passed around, which does, you know, kind of get me a little bit nervous, but honestly, I haven't had any issues with it. But I also do understand that, you know, when you're buying a used vehicle, an older vehicle, you're rolling the dice no matter what you do. And it couldn't turn out worse than the sandrail, so. But I'll tell you everything that I did to this thing. First off, we did tints all around. I definitely wanted it to have those tints on there. I don't want anybody annoying me, or I like to be, I don't like to be bugged when I'm in the car, so you can, you know, you can see a little bit in there, but these are 20%, I believe, all around. And then I also got the windshield tinted. I've never done that before, but I like it a lot. I also had this thing detailed, cleaned up everywhere. Obviously, it's dirty now, but you know, when I first got it, it was fully detailed. It was kind of rough. And then there was a bunch of little things that needed to be fixed. For example, like the glove box. It would like kind of fall off, so we had to put a bracket down in there. And you can kind of see it doesn't work super well anymore. Some of like the headliner needed to be restitched a little bit. You know, taillights replaced, oil change, all of like the general maintenance stuff, like obviously wasn't done by whoever previously owned this. So, you know, that's where we kind of had to step in and just basically give it a really good cleanup. I think it would be good if I list everything that I like about this car and everything that I don't like about this car, and then we'll get on the road and we'll give it a drive. So first things first, it's just fun. It's an all-wheel drive, manual, quick. It's not fast, but it's got about 180 horsepower. definitely quick enough to have some fun. And it's just nice driving back and forth to work, you know, driving wherever I need to go. It's a fun car. I always enjoy driving it. Enjoyment for this thing is definitely up there. Like, dollar per enjoyment is huge here. Also, I think it's worth listing what we paid for it. I do kind of feel like I overpaid a little bit for it. I paid $5,700 for this thing. I would have been more comfortable around like 4 or 5 range, but that's what we got it for. It is an S line, so that does matter there. But yeah, I do think it was, I definitely didn't get the steal of a lifetime here. Something else that I think is worth noting that I like about the vehicle is definitely just the cool factor. There are so many cool little features and also like luxurious features on this thing that I've never really had before. You know, old Audis have nice luxurious features. I've never even had a sunroof or cool things in the interior like the cup holders, my favorites. Or, you know, the manual's fun, obviously, but just features like all of the heating and cooling, all of that stuff works great. It was like super luxurious in 2005, you could obviously see. So it's nice to have those things, like even just like power seats or something like that in an older vehicle that's, you know, is luxurious, and most of it works. But for the most part, I wanted a somewhat nice car that I could daily drive and that had a little bit of fun to it, and this checks all of those boxes. I will say though, on the downside, everything I don't like about this vehicle is that little weird stuff breaks. You can kind of tell that the quality is just really not there, and it was kind of disappointing to see that. I've heard that before about older Volkswagens and just foreign cars in general, that interior quality mostly is just kind of trash. And you know, that's kind of true, at least from what I can see. I can see how this car has withstanded the test of time, and it's not phenomenal. Reliability on this thing is also mid. I've never been stranded, or it's never left me like that, but there are a lot of weird things that just I don't really love. When I got this thing, almost all of the lights were burnt out, which is totally fine. That's not really a reliability thing. The gas gauge wasn't working. There were a couple lights on, like traction control, just all these things, and I was like, dang, dude, like, it's clear that this car is not like the most in reliability. I have never been stranded, like I said, and it's not like a huge deal that like that some of the stuff doesn't work, but just like little stuff like your gas gauge. My gas gauge is broken. I don't know how much gas I can put in this thing, and it's just kind of like annoying. And one of the things that kind of just baffles me is that stuff breaks that I wouldn't normally expect to break. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, you can see my headliner back here is kind of messed up. Up here, the headliner is like falling apart here. The clips on this are broken. This doesn't go down all the way. The like I said, the glove box was broken and it would like fall halfway off here. This doesn't open up. Just little interior stuff that doesn't make sense is broken, and I don't like fully comprehend like how many times do you use your glove box to the fact that it's falling off. Like, it's just weird stuff that you wouldn't expect to breaks, but you know, for the most part, you know, all the normal stuff is fine. Like, here's another prime example here. The antenna cover fell off, and I just have exposed antenna here. Like, why does that fall off? Does that ever get touched? Does it just break after a while? Does the glue just fall off? Another thing I forgot to mention, this is one thing that we fixed. Both of these backings on the seats, the glue just, I guess, stopped working and they fell off and the back of the seat was exposed. It was just so weird. Like, why does this just fall off after years of being there? That's definitely just something that kind of took me by surprise. Like, why is all this random stuff breaking? Like, it's not normal stuff that you touch or use. So that was unfortunate to see, but like, whatever, you know, we fixed it. It's no big deal. All in all, I love the car and it's a great, fun daily driver. Plus, I have a cute little tow hook. Another thing that I forgot to mention about weird stuff that was broken when I purchased this car, the latch to open up the hood wasn't working. Like, it just wasn't there. It broke off. It's just, why is that broken? Like, it's so weird. Before we take this thing on the road, I wanted to take a second and tell you about this video's sponsor, my company, Torify. When filming all of these videos for the last couple of years, learning how to market, learning what people want to see, I took all of that knowledge and used it to create Torify. Torify is a marketing agency that specializes in helping businesses reach new customers, get new leads, and sell more stuff. What we specialize in is running paid ads for your business. We've worked with many different clients across many different industries, and here's an example of one. This is Danny's Mobile Detailing. Danny's Mobile Detailing is an automotive detailing company. We help them sell ceramic coatings, book more jobs, and reach more customers and make them more money. At the point of watching this video, we have gotten them a 4.15% return on ad spend. Basically what that means is that every $1 they put into advertising, they're getting back $4.15. And that only gets better the more we work with them and the more we help them grow. So if you are a business owner and you want to reach more customers and do more sales and make more money, and you think running Facebook and Instagram ads could help with that, then I will leave a link below to a discovery call. You can book a call with me or somebody on my team. We'll talk to you, figure out what might work best for you, and help you make more money. I'll also leave our website below so you can check out some of our stuff. We also have a YouTube channel, Torify, where we go over deep dives into some of our clients and also just publish tips and tricks for business owners on how they can help market their stuff more. Time to get behind the wheel. So unfortunately, I do not have my camera mount with me today, so we're gonna kind of have to freestyle this one a little bit. But in terms of drivability, this thing is pretty good. Quick wise, I don't know what a 0 to 60 is on this. We'd probably have to do a test. That might be a pretty good idea. But where I think this thing really excels is in its cornering and really just its maneuverability. You know, this thing can take corners extremely well. It would probably be a very fun car on the track. And that's just kind of really where it excels. It reminds me of how people always say that Miatas are great track cars because you get to use the whole car and experience it all. This is kind of that same vibe. And it's weird because the older I get, the more I like being like incognito, I guess, if you will. Not that I don't enjoy like nicer cars and flashier cars, but I do think that there is something to be said in like all black car, tinted out. I don't want people looking at me, like just leave me alone kind of thing. I don't know why, but the older I get, the more that is appealing to me. So let's talk transmission. The transmission on this car is, you know, I've never had any issues with it. It's nice and smooth. Clutch is okay. It's probably just worn out and old. It's a little weird going from like what I used to have in the Vet, which was like a hard biting clutch. You know, everything was raw and hard, and this is a little bit more smooth, but I definitely do like the trans. You can also, did you hear that? I think that was the turbo. I struggle hearing this sometimes, but all of my passengers that have ridden with me have been like, oh, like I can hear the turbo. Maybe it's because this is just my first turbo car, but like you can hear the turbo, which is kind of cool, but it's not like, obviously it's not like a, you know, massive blow off valve Evo or something that has like a, whatever. Anyways, like you can hear it, so that's cool, but it's not like overwhelming. Overall, this car absolutely accomplishes my needs of what I'm looking for and just kind of where I'm at in my life. My brother will actually be taking over this car and he's going to be building it at one point. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know when exactly that's going to happen, but it's kind of a weird situation. So my brother goes to this school called Ferris State University. It's like an engineering mechanical school, basically. That's where they really focus. And he has an engines class. So what he wants to do, like every student needs to bring a block to the class, basically. So what he wants to do is he wants to buy this vehicle in August, so in about a month, and then take out the motor, and then you know, they all go through like machining the block, prepping it, all that stuff. They do all of that in class with an instructor. So he wants to do that to like his own car. So that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to be purchasing that off me. So I won't own this car for super long. I mean, I knew that coming into it, but it's just a nice car that, you know, for what I was looking for at the time and what I'm still looking for now. However, after he buys this car, I will not be buying another car probably for a little while. I can get into the whole that whole story later, but I'm going to be moving, so that's going to happen. So a car is not something I'm going to need at you know, in the near future, but I'll take you guys along for that journey. That can be another story for another day. But if you are looking for a similar car, I would definitely recommend picking up an A4. Make sure it's something that is you know, these are not the most reliable vehicles in the world, I won't lie. So make sure that you get something that is, you know, a little bit more reliable. Make sure you get a good one is basically what I'm trying to say. I've heard people have issues with rust. So, you know, if you can get one from a warmer place, that would be great. In terms of fun, this car is a lot of fun and I really enjoy it. And I definitely don't think you'll regret your decision. That's going to be all for this video, guys. I hope you all have a great and amazing day, and I will see you all in the next one.